All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a quick little workout in. No clips, no edits. You're just gonna see exactly what I'm gonna do today. All right. So this is gonna be more of a active recovery. I'm not really gonna be looking for the break the neck pace. I'm not wearing any of my heart rate monitors or anything like that. I'm just going to simply just see what my body's feeling and see how I'm going to react to it today. All right. I have a 16-week progression layout for the upcoming tournament season, which kind of basically there's no season anymore for grappling. It's kind of year-round. There's talks about lockdowns and this and that, but that doesn't ever stop me from training. I'm always going to stay in conditioned and always ready in case something's to come up. Okay, and that's just how it is in grappling. All right, so I do have progressions and block periods for my strength and conditioning, and I do rotate between those blocks, but I always stay the course in case the action comes to me and it's time for me to step up to the plate. So like I said, it's going to be an active recovery day, and I'm going to use only the Bulgarian bag. All right. I already got my warm-up in today, so before I start the video, so what I'm going to do is a little bit more of a warm-up right now, but not too much. I don't want to fry out my grips. My grips usually fail in the Bulgarian bag, which is one of the reasons why I like it so much, but at the same time, I don't want to overwork myself in the warm-up. So what I'm going to practice on doing is a swing squat from the middle position, all right? And I'm going to work on driving the bag forward as I go into the squat pattern, all right? My feet are about shoulder width apart. There is no right or wrong for this, especially when it comes to sports. Just make sure that you are squatting correctly. So I'll start very light. I do let the bag swing behind me because I can engage my lat and my core to also stop it. So I like having the bag swing behind me, but of course I'm gonna have to stop it at some point. All right, and so all I'm doing is hand switches right now. This is really good because it's going to emphasize more on the pinch grip, which is critical for grapplers in jiu-jitsu, okay? There's a misconception for grip training in grapplers. You have a lot of people coming from the fitness world, the bodybuilding world, and so on. And it's always forearm curls and things like that. And they do work. It does have some transfer, okay? Nothing has zero transfer, okay? But we're going to use our fingers much more than our forearms, okay? So we need more hand strength when we talk about grip strength, not necessarily forearm strength, all right? So I'm going to finish up with my swing squats on this side. I'm going to let that bag swing behind me so I can engage my core and my lat to stop the swing too far behind me, okay? Remember, I'm trying to mimic sport, okay? I'm no longer focusing on trying to build a certain muscle group. I'm looking at building an efficient movement pattern now, all right? Okay, so I'm going to use the handles. I've been practicing doing spins with the straps, but I'm still not very good at it. I don't find that my technique is comfortable enough to perform it on a continuous basis. It is good though for people who are taller. I'm 6 feet tall. I think the handles work just fine for me right now. So I'm going to go and grip a overhand grip like this. I keep my fingers right here loose because I'm mimicking my sport of gripping the lapel, okay? And often that we try to grip with a no thumb grip, but in this case, sometimes my thumbs will be up and sometimes my fingers will be up, depending on the tiredness due to the fatigueness of inside my palm, okay? All right, so first thing I'm gonna start with is we're gonna do 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. So I'm gonna do 5 spins to my left, 5 spins to my right, 5 rows, and 5 swing squats, except we're gonna do the moon swing squats, all right? And I'll show you what that looks like, all right? So here we go. Sorry I don't have any music playing. Okay, so swing to my left. Like the mace, we want to make sure that our shoulders are moving around our head, not our head around the bag or the mace. All right, and then I'm just going to go to a row. And then now I'm going to prop it against me, smash the handles together, and I'm going to overhand grip them like a commando grip. Go back and watch my videos of the past 2 weeks of commando grips, all right? All right, so that was 5, 5, and 5. So what I'm going to do now is perform that circuit again. Now, I am not going to try to go super fast. What I am going to focus on today is consistency. I'm going to try to move fluidly throughout each progression, okay? If I feel like my heart rate is beginning to rise too much, I will slow it back down, okay? Also, focus on your oxygen exchange in and out through your nose. Do your best to not breathe out through your mouth, okay? You want to make it more difficult, do your best to never allow the bag to touch the ground. If you're going to get a certification in Bulgarian bag, get used to that. You're not allowed to touch the ground. You touch the ground, you fail. Last round. I'm gonna go back to the left, to the right, rows, swing squats. Keep your knees bent slightly. Allow your body to absorb the shock, okay? All right, so that was match 1. Actually, that is the exact match 1 of the Bulgarian bag cert. Now, you would have to do 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 on everything, 3 rounds, and you have a certain amount of time allotted to perform all 3 of those rounds, and that match must be completed within, I don't remember, 3 minutes maybe. The bag cannot touch, okay? So this would be a good warm-up or a good introduction if you were seriously thinking about taking the class for the Bulgarian bag to get certified in. Now, if you are from Louisiana and you're around this area of Lafayette, if you're watching, we do have a certified guy here in the area Same guy that taught me, and he can certify you through the testing protocols if that's something that you want to do. All right. So now I'm going to move into match 2. All right. Not that much different, but very difficult. I honestly find this one to be the most difficult one. All right. So we'll go through each move and then I'll do it. So what we're going to do in this one is that we still do the spins. Okay. Now, I honestly can't remember. I think it's 5 spins. So we'll do 5 spins. I'll do 5 on the left. I'll do 5 on the right. Then you got to do lamb throws. All right. So the lamb spin and catch is like this. So we're right here, okay, off to the side. So we're creating that rotational power. All right. In my opinion, it's important. I think treadmill sprints, as far as like the overspeed treadmills, are complete stupid and garbage. There's no rate force development. This right here is very good for wrestlers, very good for grapplers, MMA fighters, blah, 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 blah. Because when we have this rotational force, we're creating the rate force development from the ground like a sprinter, all right? So these overspeed treadmills don't create the rate force development, which is the key to success for speed, all right? So this is what we're looking for. All right, now if you notice, I'm barefooted, okay? I prefer to train barefooted, and if you can't, I would use Vibram 5s, all right? That's the best shoe that you can use to mimic combative sports, all right? Because when I'm using these lamb throws, I'm going to have to really grip my toes into the ground and fire off, okay? So this is what the lamb throw is gonna look like, or spin. So I'm gonna come here, and I catch it, all right? This is not a half catch throw. All right, we're doing a full catch. I'm gonna release, come across, boom, and catch. I'm gonna come down, all right? You don't wanna do things like this, standing up. It's not necessarily wrong. You won't get dinged for it in, like, say, the cert or even maybe a competition, depending on where you're at, but you're going to exert much, much more energy than is necessary, okay? Now remember, we are training for grappling, okay? If you're training to do more of a CrossFit or high intensity style Metcon training, obviously if you want to make the move more difficult by standing up, you can. But making things more difficult doesn't always mean it's going to make it better for you, right? What we're trying to do is load our opponent onto our back. Think of fireman's carries, duck unders, okay? I have to change my level and load myself, okay? Of course, this is just a very basic movement, but at the same time, this is what it's designed to mimic, okay? Ducking under, carrying the load of the opponent over the shoulders, dropping them over for the pin, all right? Then from there, we're gonna do a front raise squat, which absolutely murders me. Doesn't matter how hard I train my breath, kills me every time, all right? And that is simply just boom, boom, like that, all right? Okay, so we're gonna hit 5, 5, 5, and 5, all right? So we're gonna go 5 left, okay? Athletic stance, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lambs. 1. Look at that. See how my grip is falling? I started all the way to here. This is why I like this bag so much. I love the mace. I love mace, logs, Atlas stones, and Bulgarian bag. If you can pick anything, to me that's the best things you can do for what they call strongman event, strongman training, for more real man type of strength. my grip was slipping all the way out. My forearms never hurt. My hands get crippled right here in the middle, all right? That's what's destroying me in this process, all right? And that's why I like this, because not often does my forearms hurt. Unless you're a dumbass and you're gonna take pre-workouts, which are designed for people who work out, not fight, all right? Then your forearms may fry out because the blood's pumping out of control. We need hand strength. This is grip strength. No one said forearm strength, they said grip strength, okay? You know, arm wrestler? Go find an arm wrestler. They got hand strength, all right? Okay, so, the front squats, all right. So I'm gonna carry it on my lap like this, okay? This is a good resting position. Sometimes I'll also do unloaded good mornings like this to just kind of practice on my recovery breathing between sets. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and knock out the whole sequence, okay? I'm not gonna talk because I'm gonna hyperventilate myself if I do the whole time. All right, so bear with the boringness. All right. So then you would perform that match over and over and over and over and over, as many times as you want. If you're familiar with my style of training and the way I conduct my training for athletes, I base a lot of things on the conditioning and the heart rate monitoring. Now, I'm not saying that heart rate or HRV is the end all right? It's a very, very good indicator on how hard you should be training, which is extremely crucial for combative athletes because there is no off season, ever. Your off season is when you're crippled. These guys don't stop, ever. We do not have the luxury to have a Super Bowl and then an off season for months on end, all right? That would be great. That's just unrealistic for the way we live. We train all the time. If you are a combative athlete, there's a very, very good chance you're somewhere, almost everyone is a type A personality in some way, shape, or form. Or you're a type B, 1B, and you most likely, well, we all have issues. So you're always working towards trying to better those yourself, because the better you feel about yourself, what you can accomplish through fighting makes you feel better about the inside and whatever else you're struggling with. This causes us to push hard all the time. If we're not pushing hard, then we're no longer working towards something. And that's not true. So the way I run these styles of training is I can give you bodyweight programs, I can give you Bulgarian bag programs, and I will have pro fighters such as AJ Fletcher out of Lafayette, Louisiana, Gladiators, on his way to the very top, kid's unstoppable. And I'll give him a heart rate to follow on certain days. Simply, he can do different types of workouts. He could use running. But as long as he stays in that heart rate zone for that day, or even in practice, then he's good to go. He's constantly getting his peaks and valleys where he needs to be. And he gets his recovery on the days that I tell him to get his specific recovery. So it's just something I find that is more efficient for grapplers, all right? That is it. I hope you enjoyed this session with me. I'm gonna knock out a few more rounds for myself, turn on the music and just kind of zone out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or private message me.